but they believe it started on the second floor of the 3-story apartment building. He also said no one was injured and that 2 people were inside the property at the time.
The fire was too far ahead of us when we got here, so our main concern was to protect all the exposures.
Volunteer firefighter Emma Melia, who lives across the street, was home at the time of the incident. She said her instincts kicked in when seeing how quickly the fire was spreading.
I jumped right into what I have to do. I found out what trucks were getting water, where, and what side of the building. It was quick for me to just jump up, get one of the deck guns going, and my father and I got fire started to the left side of the building.
Chief Goddett applauds the person that helped get the 2 people out of the building before the fire spread.
It's very heroic for a passerby to risk his life to go try to save a stranger he don't know.
In Dover Foxcroft, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, switching gears now, in a historic moment today, former President Donald Trump surrendered to authorities in New York, was arrested, and then arraigned in court. He pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records arising from alleged hush money payments to a porn actor during his 2016 campaign. His arraignment took place in a lower Manhattan courtroom, with Trump becoming the first former president in U.S. history to face criminal prosecution. He will answer to allegations that he instructed his lawyer, Michael Cohen, to pay adult film star Stormy Daniels a sum of $130,000 ahead of the 2016 presidential election. Daniels claims she and Trump engaged in an extramarital affair, and she was paid to keep quiet about the alleged affair. We spoke to local residents about their thoughts surrounding the unprecedented case.
I think that it's set up for distraction. I think there's a lot bigger things going on.
Do what he can to get out of it, buy his way out.
He's just going to do what he wants to get out of it, because that's how the world works with these people of power.
I don't feel one way or the other. I saw that it happened, but I didn't get into it. I figured it would be like kind of going down a rabbit hole.
It's a politically motivated indictment, and I think that it would never have happened if Trump wasn't the projected nominee for the Republican nomination, and I think that it comes at a time that is kind of suspect.
The arraignment unfolded against the backdrop of heavy security in New York. A judge has warned former President Trump to refrain from rhetoric that could inflame or cause civil unrest.
And members of Maine's congressional delegation offered their thoughts on the unprecedented events surrounding President Trump's arrest and arraignment today. Maine Representative Shelley Pingree said in a statement, quote, "Make no mistake, today is a sad day for this country. For the first time in our nation's history, a former president has been arrested on criminal charges. It's a tragic moment of great gravity all Americans should mark solemnly, but it's also a sign of our democracy's health that even a former president can face justice for their misdeeds. No one is above the law," end quote. Maine Senator Susan Collins also took a moment to reflect on today's events and discussed her thoughts on who the Republican nominee for president should be.
At this point, my request to the people of our country, whether they are supporters or opponents of President Trump, is to react peacefully when the indictment is unsealed later today. I have already made clear that President Trump is not my choice for the Republican nomination. I think we have many outstanding candidates: Nikki Haley, Asa Hutchinson, Tim Scott, all of whom I know well, Chris Christie. There are a lot of choices out there, and my hope is that my party will choose one of those excellent choices.
Well, the city of Old Town could update current ordinances that would expand park occupancy rules and existing loitering regulations. Members of the city's police force say it's part of an effort to keep these public areas safe. Our AJ Douglas reports.
Monday night, the City of Old Town City Council voted to approve a second reading of the newly proposed park and loitering rules. Police Chief Scott Wilcox has proposed that the city extend limited occupancy of city parks, which would ban people, including the unhoused, from being in those spaces during certain hours.
Was looking at making that change from 10 p.m. at night to 6 a.m. to making it from sunset to sunrise.
Deputy Chief Chris Miller says the updated park rules are not specifically directed to homeless community members.
After some juvenile issues that we had throughout the summer and throughout the fall, so looking as we're coming into warmer weather and things are starting to get active again.
Officials say park occupancy rules stem from juvenile vandalism, but the request to extend loitering rules are related to limited instances where homeless individuals are considered to be trespassing. During an Orono City Council meeting on March 20th, Wilcox stated that updated loitering guidelines would allow police to enforce rules to promote safety.
It also allows us to deal with people that are sleeping in the gazebo or are sleeping on a slide in a park somewhere.
Wilcox says law enforcement would like to, quote, get ahead of the situation, end quote, by incorporating regulations that are steadily being adapted by other cities around the state to reduce loitering. The public hearing is scheduled for April 18th in Old Town. A.J. Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Hundreds of people gathered for a pro-life rally in Augusta today. Our Devin Dagnall was there and has more.
Tuesday morning, the Maine Right to Life group hosted Hands at the Capitol at the Augusta State House in the Hall of Flags.
A lot of the energy today is around what the governor had already announced as an expansion of abortion here in Maine.
According to Assistant Republican leader Senator Lisa Keim, many of the people who attended the rally are concerned the bill Governor Janet Mills is expected to release will expand accessibility for abortions across the board. Many of the attendees, including Keim, speculate the new bill will allow for abortions up until the moment of birth, which they staunchly oppose.
So we haven't seen the language of that bill yet, but just from the speeches that were made and the way that she is describing it, it is looking to have abortion right up to the moment of live birth.
When we reached out to the governor's office for clarification on the bill, they stated the bill is inspired by the story of Dana Pierce, who had to travel out of state to receive an abortion after learning her child was suffering from skeletal dysplasia. The governor's office stated, quote, the governor's bill places the decision about whether to have an abortion later in pregnancy in the hands of a woman and a doctor, not politicians, end quote. They also offered statistics, stating nearly all abortions in Maine occurred during the first trimester, with 92% of them occurring by the 12th week of pregnancy.
I do not want to see an expansion of abortion. And I am very certain that the people I represent in Maine do not want abortion up to live birth for any reason.
In Augusta, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, we know that some inclement weather is heading our way, but when you have a day like today,
yeah, it's hard to.
It's the furthest thing from your mind.
Exactly,
yeah.
We're kind of just focused like one day at a time, and today was just another great day. I mean, It wasn't overly sunny, but the temperature is really fair out there.
Yeah, super mild, very easy to be outside, which is helpful. Alrighty, well, let's turn things over, take a first look at our forecast, and see where we go from here.
Thank you so much, Beth and Peter. Let's start out the day by talking about these temperatures. Look how warm we're getting. Chicago 50, but just down south central Illinois, 70s, even some 80s. So very warm temperatures, even all the way up the I-95 corridor. New York City in the 70s. D.C. feels like summer. Temperatures close to 80 degrees for us, though. We didn't have 80s or 70s, but still 50s, we will take those any day, folks. Our high earlier today was hovering close to 55 degrees. Even the coast came in with some mild temperatures. 50s up north, though, thick snowpack. We did have some 40s, some mid to even upper 40s, but still, we haven't seen these really warm temperatures in quite some time, and this is just the start. We will actually continue to warm up the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks, of course. Weather-wise, though, we do have some clouds in the area, a couple of sprinkles and rain showers by the coast, but we will get a lot more precipitation that will be moving on in. Winds not looking too bad right now. Overnight, they will start to pick up Millinocket into Greenville area, and just to the east, we're looking at some breezy conditions. Wind gusts close to 25 miles per hour. And for tonight, we're looking at temperatures starting to cool off, hovering close to 30 degrees. Beth and Peter?
That seems kind of balmy to me.
Yeah, looking nice overnight. Good for anyone who wants to get a nice walk in this evening.
Indeed. Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, a living memorial to Maine's fallen veterans has a new display at Bangor International Airport.
We'll have that story and much more local news as ABC 7 News at 6 continues.
Oh, that feels so good. What a sweetheart. I'm so lucky.
These socks are so soft. And her feet don't smell? These would be perfect for hunting season.
Moisture wicking, odor resistant, hypoallergenic, softer than cashmere, and warmer than wool. Get your alpaca socks and more at the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Hey babe, can I borrow these socks?
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Hi, this is Jason.
And this is Jessica from Tossie's Checkout,
A family-owned business located in Glenburn.
inviting you to come experience that welcoming hometown feeling when you're visiting our neck of the woods.
Come check us out.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
In Maine, it's always truck season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we are celebrating New Ram Truck Month by carrying the complete line of hard-charging new Ram trucks from light to heavy duty. At Thornton Brothers, you'll find the right truck for cargo space and comfort for those long trips on the road. No matter what Maine throws at you, our trucks have you covered. So come on over and test drive any of our award-winning new Ram trucks at Thornton Brothers, 125 Main Street, Lincoln.
Looking for a new work experience? Fox and ABC Bangor are partnering with local employers to feature the best local job opportunities, like this one.
Central Maine Exteriors is a home remodeling contractor specializing in windows, doors, siding, roofing, decks, as well as interior remodels and new construction. We are hiring framing and finishing carpenters. Call 290-2750.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. A coalition of environmental groups says it is withdrawing a lawsuit against a renewable energy company it accused of jeopardizing the last remaining wild Atlantic salmon in the U.S. The groups sued Brookfield Renewable, claiming that the company kills salmon on the Kennebec River with its dams. Wild Atlantic salmon only return to a handful of U.S. rivers, all of them in Maine. They are protected under the Endangered Species Act. The conservationists were dealt a setback, though, last month when the federal government ruled the salmon can coexist with the hydroelectric dams on the Kennebec. Federal authorities say they will ensure the company eventually upgrades the dams to allow more salmon to pass through.
A memorial to honor Maine's fallen heroes is now part of a temporary display at Bangor International Airport. Our Jody Hersey shares more.
The Summit Project is a living memorial that honors fallen service members from Maine who have died since September 11th, 2001.
Joel A. House, Andrew L. Hutchins, Michael Jones.
Each hero is represented by a stone that volunteers lovingly carry in their backpacks while hiking year after year. On Tuesday, 20 of those stones were placed in the Summit Project honor case that is temporarily on display at Bangor International Airport. Lorna Harris's son Dustin is one of the 20.
Dustin was a senior in high school, sitting in English class when the Twin Towers were struck, and he knew that he wanted to serve his country. Not many can say they died doing what they loved, and Dustin honestly died doing what he loved.
A stone representing Jim Stout's stepson, Aaron Marquis, is also part of the display.
Families struggle. They need to
have some kind of closure. You can't ever close, I guess, the death of a son or a stepson, but this has certainly helped.
Other Gold Star families, veterans, and airport staff gathered for a special ribbon-cutting ceremony at BIA Tuesday.
I think the power of remembering is stronger than a lot of us think on our daily basis.
This Summit Project honor case will be on display on the first floor of Bangor International Airport throughout the months of April and May. Jim Stout hopes every passenger traveling through BIA will see this case and remember the sacrifices made by so many in uniform.
I hope it makes them stop and think about what our military does for our country.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
So important to always remember the service and sacrifice of our men and women in uniform.
Absolutely, and a beautiful display and reminder of just that there.
Yeah. Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll take you to the Augusta Civic Center for the 44th annual Maine Math Meet.
And in sports, we have more spring sports previews coming your way as the season starts to ramp up in the coming weeks. That story coming right up.
Asking the right question can greatly impact your future.
Are you qualified to do this?
What? Especially when it comes to your finances.
Are you a certified financial planner?
I'm a CFP professional.
CFP professionals are committed to acting in your best interest. That's why it's gotta be a CFP.
Every year, tens of thousands of older Mainers are abused or taken advantage of, usually by a trusted family member. Don't sign away your home. Even if promised you can still live there, don't hand over your checkbook or credit card. Don't sign legal papers like a loan document or power of attorney without talking to a lawyer first. Protect yourself, your assets, your independence. Free, confidential legal advice is just a phone call away. Call Legal Services for the Elderly.
Oh boy, she got another Wi-Fi device. Our network can't handle that.
What? It can't?
The router's gonna blow.
And what does that mean? We're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die?
Not all Wi-Fi can be Spectrum Wi-Fi.
What's going on in there?
Spectrum Advanced Wi-Fi can handle up to 200 devices.
Goodbye, sweet world.
Get Wi-Fi you can rely on. Get Spectrum One.
This isn't your parents' photo booth. Premier Limousine and DJ present the latest in photo booth technology, the Magic Mirror Air Booth. We offer unlimited prints of beautiful 4x6 full-color photos and unlimited photos sent directly to your phone. The new Magic Mirror Air Booth is available for proms, weddings, birthdays, class reunions, and corporate events with one of the largest selection of props available. You can book the Magic Mirror Air Booth and DJ services separately or take advantage of our very popular package deal. Contact us at Premier Limousine and DJ.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in the state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit, any new truck. Our full service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
When Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Ansley Moore, a realtor since 2013, working throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Let's start on the diamond. Old Town Baseball is coming off a regional final berth last year. They would lose to the eventual state champions Ellsworth, but the stars may be aligning in 2023. With last year still fresh, the Coyotes are hungry to get back to that title game and then some. They certainly have the talent to do so, with the team having a bunch of combined varsity time under their belt and accolades to boot. With those two things in mind, it's shaping up to be one special year in their eyes.
We just want to get back to where we were last year. We just want to redeem ourselves and hopefully go beyond to where we were last year. We felt like we could have been better than we were last year. We could cut a little bit short, but we just got to stick to our work ethic and keep going.
It's going to be a very successful season.
just like last year. With the veterans and the guys that are coming up right now, I think they know what's going to take. I think we're going to have a fun, long year.
And as the team knows, that brings big expectations. Many already have the Coyotes as the favorites to win their second Class B title in 3 years. Although they are excited, Old Town is making sure they don't get caught up in all the noise.
Obviously you want to hear it. You want to be that team that everybody's looking out to be. But us as a team, we aren't as much toned into that stuff. We just want to play our game, and eventually, hopefully, that lines up for us.
And we will have more on Old Town in the 11 o'clock news right here on ABC 7. Okay, let's shift over to the tennis court. On Monday, we talked about John Bapp's girls team, and they're building off of success from last year. The boys are looking to do just the same. Last season, the Crusaders made it to the B North Regional Finals, where they lost to MDI. They also lost a bunch of seniors from that team, but that hasn't hindered their hunger and has strengthened the desire for the players to better themselves. For example, any player can show up to practice and challenge the one ranked above them to a match for their spot in the rotation. Even with that, there's still no rivalries here.
Well, you'd think it'd be like kind of mean to challenge your friends or something like that, but it's really not like that. Everyone understands how it works. Everyone's fine if you're challenging. Our coach even sometimes forces us to challenge because some people are a little too nice to do that.
Well, it's definitely like friendly competition, but it's still competition. So like when you're challenging, you just act like they're the opponent. You play your hardest, and that's really how you get better, by playing your hardest and practicing hard.
There's always the threat of someone kind of taking your spot. So I think it improves your will to get better, and I think it kind of drives everyone to get better.
And those especially striving for spots on the team is the young core that is now the bulk of the squad. But that youth is showing a lot of promise in practice, and as the season goes on, the team hopes that their improvement will spread throughout.
And this year I think there's a lot of excitement for new talent coming up, and I think there's a lot of potential there.
It was a really great season last year, so hopefully this season will be pretty similar. It's a great group of boys, so I'm just excited to work with them and help each other improve.
Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast. Conrad.
And thank you so much, Ryan. Happy Tuesday to you. Our main weather today is brought to you by, of course, by the Blue Alpaca, the Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store. Visit our ranch and meet the alpacas or shop in our store in downtown Belfast. All right, folks, weather-wise, we got a lot going on. Look at all these winter weather advisories out till around 6 a.m. on Thursday, and small craft advisories. Not a surprise there by the coast, but most of the state has all these advisories up north by Caribou, down south by Millinocket, Bangor, and by the coast. Not much going on by the coast, though. This will mostly be a rain event, especially right by the coast right now, though. We do have some thicker clouds, a couple of sprinkles right by the coast into the Portland area just south of Augusta. But things will start to really intensify by tomorrow. Look at this massive low pressure system in the upper Midwest, stretching all the way from Salt Lake City, Denver, into South Dakota, North Dakota. Even northern Minnesota is getting blizzard-like conditions, folks. So another big one is on the way for us. For us, though, here in town, not really going to be a blizzard event, mostly going to be a rain event. But at first, though, we will have a wintry precipitation, then a good amount of freezing rain into overnight tomorrow. But then by Thursday, temperatures really warm up, and all of this will melt away. It's all going to become rain, and not only here in town, up north, Greenville, Millinocket, even all the way up to Caribou area, temperatures will rise into the upper 30s, even some 40s. So most of this will be transitioning into all rain by Thursday. Snowfall-wise, though, before that transition, we're looking at several inches up north by the Caribou area. But here by Greenville into Millinocket, maybe 1 to 3 inches. And then before that transition, it's going to melt all away, folks. But look how much rain we could get. Over half an inch in some spots. Greenville coming in close to an inch. Same story in Millinocket, and all the way in the eastern part of the state, we're looking at over an inch of liquid equivalent rain, folks, so get ready. This will be a good rainmaker on the way. Let's talk a little bit about temperatures. Our average high should be around 48 degrees this time of year. Tomorrow, it's going to get cold, mid-30s, but look at this, a nice rebound. By Thursday, 50 degrees and cooling down once again, and then we ride that roller coaster up Check this out. By next week, 57. Yes, we are talking about even some 60s possible by middle of next week. So finally, some spring-like weather is going to be arriving. Tonight, though, it's going to get chilly. Temperatures in those mid-20s, partly cloudy skies. The winds will start to pick up and blow out of the northwest at around 10 to 20 miles an hour. Tomorrow is going to be that messy day. Mid-30s, we're going to get a mixture of rain, freezing rain, sleet, and even a little bit of snow, mostly going to be that rain and freezing rain with temperatures above freezing. Our extended forecast outlook does show it all becoming rain on Thursday. Then by Friday into Saturday, we're looking clear. Look what happens by Easter. We are clear with temperatures back hovering in those lower 50s. Beth and Peter?
So we have some nastiness to muddle through for the next couple days, but that weekend is looking stellar.
Yeah, some great things on the horizon.
Yeah.
Just got to get those dreary days there ahead.
Yeah, keep your outdoor plans for the weekend
Exactly.
for sure.
Yep.
All righty. Well, there is still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
We spend years training so you have power at the flip of a switch. If we mess up, streetlights don't work, schools close, and businesses shut down. Why would we ever put politicians in charge of all this? Pine Tree Power is a government takeover of our power grid, and it costs $13.5 billion. One way or another, Mainers are going to pay for it. It could mean higher taxes or cutting services we rely on. Pine Tree Power's government takeover is a risk us Mainers can't afford.
If you think you have Dupuytren's contracture, there's a simple test you can take. From anywhere, try to lay your hand flat against the surface. If you can't, you may have Dupuytren's contracture. Talk to a hand specialist about your options, including non-surgical treatments.
You've probably seen those ads on TV with the out-of-state 800 number that look like information from Medicare. Some even suggest that your zip code will get you more benefits or even money back. You guessed it, those ads are misleading. So don't call that out-of-state 800 number when your help is right here at home. Do what I did and call the Senior Planning Center. They have trusted professionals all over Maine.
Call the Senior Planning Center at 223-6565. That's 223-6565.
Tonight, the historic surrender by former President Trump, plus tracking the tornadoes as more extreme weather sweeps the country. More Americans turn to the most watched newscast on all of television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Finally tonight, 900 high school students from across the state gathered at the Augusta Civic Center for the 44th annual Maine State Math Meet today. It's the first time the state meet was held in person since 2019. The big event follows 5 other regular season meets that took place over the past year. Hamden Academy senior Leonardo Malinsky started math team in 5th grade and represented his school for the final time during today's meet. He says competitions like this serve as an enjoyable way for students to promote their own academic growth.
It's challenging and fun at the same time, because a lot of time you're in math class, you're like, oh, I really need to get this right, it's a bad grade. But this is kind of just like more fun math where there's not a lot of consequences with it, you're just trying to see how good you can do.
All the results from the state meet will be posted at the Maine Association of Math League's website. That's MAML.net. And congratulations to all the mathletes who competed today. It looks like that event was jumping. A lot of mathletes there.
Yeah, definitely a lot of smarts going on there. And I love that take that, it's challenging, but it's also fun. And
fun to do.
That's why they're all there.
Yeah,
so
no wonder it's so popular.
Absolutely.
All righty, well, congrats again. And that's going to do it for us, folks, from everybody here at ABC 7 News. Take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.